So ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Sano from Japan, and yeah, so in nowadays, so the Asian Pacific countries, the mortality and the incidence colorectal cancer is still high, but there is no so long-term study so to evaluate the surveillance program after polypectomy or so effect on the so mortality or incidence of colorectal cancer. And I want to introduce you a Japan Polyp Study so last 3 years we published the main key 2 results on the gut and CGIs this year from Japan Polyp Study. So Japan Polyp Study is first convinced us of 2000 and 2001 to 1 year making protocol and the 2003, so that 20 years ago we started the Japan Polyp Study. And so the aim of this study, primary goal is to evaluate the surveillance strategies after removal of the adenomatous or large hyperpassive polyp, and also evaluate the long-term effects of colorectal polypectomy and the incidence of the or mortality of the colorectal cancer. So so this is 2001 pictures, protocol development committee. So I was 35 years old. This is we stayed 1 or 2 nights in the mountainside and oftenly, and we made this protocol. And the protocol is this is just like so similar to National Polyp Study, but the one difference is we performed the 2-round colonoscopy before randomization. And after the 2-round colonoscopy, the patient randomized into 2 arms, so 2 examination group and 1 examination group after 3 years later. And we examined the the incidence of the adenomatous lesion or incidence of the advanced neoplasia between the two this arm. And the primary, this is so the incidence of the newly detected adenomatous polyps. In the 2 examination, the 50% of the patients showing adenoma, but 1 examination group is 37.9% showing adenomatous lesion. In two examination group higher compared than 1 examination arm. But regarding to the advanced neoplasia, so the 2 arms showing 2.1% and 1 arm is 1.7%. So this is there's no significance. So that our JPS protocol met our primary goal, and there is no correlations. Anyway, when look at say the metaclonus advanced neoplasia during this 3 years cohort, 22% metaclonus advanced neoplasia showing flat morphology, and in this region, 83% showing LST NG. And you know, so National Polyp Study showing 3.3% advanced neoplasia during 3 years. Japan Polyp Study showing 1.9% during 3 years. Slightly improved because National Polyp Studies started 1980, maybe 30 years ago, compared to Japan Polyp Study. So our equipment is also improved, so that advanced neoplasia incidence is very slightly low. And this is so characteristics of the metachronous advanced neoplasia during 3 years. As you see, the so metachronous advanced neoplasia occurring so for the colon, you know, so we easily overlook anywhere during colonoscopy. But so as I said, mostly the morphology is so non-polypoid growth. And in this non-polypoid, 83% showing LST energy. So when we use a high-resolution endoscopy, but so LST energy easily overlooked, so that it's very important to identify such region to reduce advanced neoplasia, metachronous advanced neoplasia. And you know, so National Polyp Study cohort showed the so finally they conclude 76 to 90% reduction of the colorectal cancer. So we also after so evaluate so primary goal, we cohort every 3 years patient, every cohort follow the patient every 3 years using a colonoscopy. And we evaluate the data at 2015, we evaluate the data. And during, so since 2003 to 2015, 12 years, we detected 4 advanced invasive cancer. So only 4. And this is 2C-like lesion T1, and this is type 2 located lower lectin T2 cancer, and third lesion is type 2 T3 ascending, and this is LST and GT1. I show you the endoscopic finding. So 12 years after randomization, we found 4 invasive cancer. So take a look at each lesion. You know, mostly this lesion is morphology is flat. So this is a 2C-like T1 cancer. This is located lower rectum. But the patient received 4 times colonoscopy, but the other 3 times the lesion is overlooked. But finally catch up, but it's embedded to the so T2, but 2A, 2C-like. And this lesion showing very tiny, you know, 2 centimeters advanced cancer, like a stricture type. And this lesion morphology is just like similar to the LST energy embedded to some mucosa. So maybe this lesion so derived from the flat lesion, maybe. And we evaluate the so observed expected ratio of the colorectal cancer compared to the Osaka Cancer Registry. This is a very strict cancer registry in Japan, and in the male, so expected in Osaka is 22 compared to the Japan Polyp Study only 4. So and in the female, expected data is 6 compared to JPS 0. So the so totally we show the 86% reduction of the colorectal cancer in Japan Polyp Study data. I think this is a very higher reduction so by the colonoscopy polypectomy. But I said, so anyway, still we easily overlook, so even perform the Japanese colonoscopist. So that I think so in the near future, so very focusing on the detection of the flat morphology, especially LST energy is very helpful to reduce so PCCRC. And how about the, regarding to the sessile salivary lesion? You know, a long-term cohort study in Japan Polyp Study showing only one metaclonus lesion regarding to the serrated futures. So that maybe, this is a ESG guideline. The ESG guideline, any polyps so more than 10 million size, any serrated polyps more than 10 million size, or with dysplasia, so the adequate follow-up interval is 3 years. In JPS, since the concept of SSA had not been reported at the start of the JPS, so we removed the large hyperplastic polyp, which means the more than 10 million size, resected in the Japan Polyp Study. So, and we showed finally, 3 years interval is adequate. So I think maybe ESG guideline met the Japan Polyp Study results. So this is my conclusion. So Japan Polyp Study effectively reduced the risk of the colorectal cancer, 86% reduction. And the when we focusing on advanced neoplasia after polypectomy, non-polypoid morphology is much more important rather than a serrated polyp. And I think a serrated lesion more than 10 million or more is a target for resection. And adequate interval could be 3 years in Japan. So it's almost met ESG guideline. Thank you for your kindness.